Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. You know who I am. I'm Ninon de Pureza. And as you can see, I have a whole crew here. They're all in the film business. They're all producers, directors, writers, you name it, that's what they are. And they've built this entire empire in Vegas because Vegas is not known for its filming, its producing, but they've built it up so much. Brenda, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
And Mike?
I'm fine.
You're
How are
doing
you?
good. And Dale. Dale's been on my show many. Well, you've all been on my show many
Yes.
times. And
Yes.
you write. You're a writer, aren't you?
Yes.
You produce and write.
Yes.
You do both.
Yes.
Which is your favorite?
Oh,
Probably directing and producing and telling everybody
writing
what to
and
do.
editing usually.
Writing and editing. But do you like that because you're on your own? Because editing, you're mostly on your own.
Right.
See, I knew that. And this guy actually happens to be very shy. He's a bit on the shy side.
Not
Well,
shy,
with me.
reserved.
I love that word. So it's no longer shy.
Mysterious.
Now reserved. Oh, now it's mysterious. Now you're mysterious. Good Lord. Mike, how you doing?
I'm great.
Yeah.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. It's
He's
good we
holding
got a
back.
whole group.
We're all Ninon junkies, so we,
Yes.
we keep coming back.
We keep coming back.
We keep coming back, but the reason that they keep coming back is because one, they're invited and always invited on my set, but also for what you're all doing for Vegas in the entertainment and the film. How's it going?
It's going really good. We have 3 films being shown next, not this Saturday and Sunday, but the 26th and the 27th.
I believe I'm doing the red carpet on
Yes,
the 26th
you're doing the red carpet, and it's
the 20th.
right. And we entered a challenge called the Lucky 7 Film Challenge, and there were 7 filmmakers, and we are the survivors.
The other survivors. So there's only 3 that have survived.
Correct.
And each one of you are doing your own movie.
Correct.
And why is it called the 7? Was it because it was 7 producers?
No, there were 7 filmmakers.
7
It
filmmakers?
started with 7. It was 7 filmmakers making 7 films for $7,000,
Each.
and with 7 crew members, or no more than that.
And 7 to 10 days.
In 7 to 10 days. So this had to be written, produced.
No, it could be written before, but it had to be shot
had to be
in 7 to 10
filmed
days.
within.
Yeah.
Is that difficult?
Yeah.
Yes. It was
From the horse-
extremely
this is from the
difficult.
horse's mouth. They know.
As you see, that's why we have a lot more filmmakers with us. Not
Yeah,
but,
So you say now there's less. There's only the 3 of you.
Right.
And why is that?
It was a challenge,
And they couldn't
literally.
do
Yeah.
the challenge.
It's not that they couldn't do it, but maybe, things happen. We're
Yeah,
in the middle
things
of
happen.
COVID. People have families.
Yeah, but you know
they have
something. I'm going to tell you
jobs.
something. When you've got something to do, you do it. You 3
Right.
have done it. So obviously there's people out there that can do it.
I know with a couple of them there were schedule issues. Like Joe Lujan and Drew.
Oh, Joe Lujan, I like that.
I don't think
Yeah.
Drew even really tried to start, but because things come up, and
Yes.
then you do other things. I think
And then
with
there's priorities too, I
with
guess.
with
you know.
Glenn, he was going to make a film. He was an alternate.
But he was already my DP, so he was so buried in my film
he was
that he was
buried,
like, yeah.
and then he had to shoot conventions. That's his bread and butter.
So we have priorities.
Yes,
going
the priorities
on,
came
in what you need to do and how
Correct.
you need to do it.
Yeah.
How much do you like this 7?
I actually thought it was a brilliant idea. I believe that the whole
Was?
thing. Well, it's a brilliant
It still,
idea.
it still is.
It still is. I don't know
Still-
if they're going to continue it on or not. But it was also the experiment for
Yes.
what to come. So there was a lot of things that could have been done, but you learn as you go, and that's
Well, that's
basically
the
when the
whole
guys
idea.
that came up with it was they
Mhm.
learned as they went, and as we did,
Yes.
as I did.
Yeah.
Well, don't you learn from every movie? Well, you will know this. For every movie you write this movie, and you've got in your head all these characters and all these people, and then you bring it, to a producer or a director or whoever you bring it to, and they see it in a different light than you see it, so it changes slightly.
Yeah.
And I know writers don't like that. A writer does not like that. He likes what I've written is what it is.
Well, it depends. I mean, mine so far, I've wrote and directed, so.
Yeah.
Well,
But
no,
I've
you-
changed things as
I wrote and
the
directed
director.
mine too, but
But you can because
Right.
it doesn't matter. He's directing and he's written.
I was going to write and direct mine now because it's based on a story I had like 30 years ago. This Bigfoot story.
Okay.
But Michael Kearney, who's on a film that I'm working on called Evil Dwells Within, he writes screenplays, and he asked my producer Robert, he's like, You think Michael let me write his script? And I'm thinking, I'm busy. Maybe that's a good idea. So,
Great
so
idea.
he wrote it. I said, Michael, this is the story. I laid it down for him.
Awesome.
But then he kind of went on his own story. And he made the Aussie guy a Sasquatch headhunter. And I'm like, no, he's not.
Because that's the character of who we are. It's like how I do mine. Somebody else is going to do it totally different.
Well, plus you take ownership of it, I think.
But he did a really good job, though.
It's fine.
I mean, when you're writing, I mean, of course, you see the outline and the idea, but
Yes.
then when you're in there writing it, the ideas come up, it pops in your head, and you
And
take
that's not
ownership
the
of it.
same as a director reads it or puts it together or the producer. Or the
Yeah, unless you do it all like the three of us did.
How hard was it putting now each one of you have a separate movie, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And how long is the movie?
Mine's an hour and 48 minutes.
You have to shoot an hour and 48 minutes in 10 days?
Yeah, but see, when you were saying that the writer sticks to the script, I really didn't. I wrote a script. I had an idea. It was only 80 pages, but I let the actors kind of take. We sat, we talked about it. We did a lot of. We did some improv, and then we added stunts. So it ended up being an hour and 48. Especially when you do like the scene shots, and we were up in Mount Charleston. My girlfriend has a house up there, so. It was a beautiful location, and depending on what side of the house we were filming. So
you had everything kind of ready made for you. You didn't have to.
We had scenery for sure.
Yeah, scenery.
But yeah, so I think it just depends on the filmmaker. Like
Yes.
for me, I didn't stick strictly to the script because I really couldn't.
When you were flexible with it, you didn't.
Yeah, and it made it a lot more fun. Actually, for everybody.
Did it make the script even more potent
I think-
out there?
Yeah, I worked with people who are smart. I don't like to work with people who aren't like creative. So,
Yes.
and I think all actors and everybody's involved in this industry is creative, down to the lighting guy. So everybody's
Good.
kind of adds their creativity to it. So mine was definitely a community project.
So you're happy with your project. You're happy how it came out.
Yes.
And now on the 26th and 27th, because I don't know which one's going to be playing, that is going to be the first time it's out there.
Yes.
And you've sold. I understand you're sold out of a lot of the
His
stuff.
is sold out. I think I have
Ooh,
20
it's sold
tickets
out.
left, and Mike's. I don't know how many. He's got a few tickets left.
There's plenty. Come see Drone Down.
Yes, come see.
Sunday.
Yes, and
Sunday.
then we all have charities.
Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday 5:30.
Saturday at
26.
5:30, 26. I'm going to be on the red carpet interviewing all your actors and you and everything else for that.
Mhm.
And what's the name of yours?
Mine is House in Time.
House in Time. House in Time.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's a drama, fantasy, time travel.
Oh, we love to live in a fantasy world, don't we? Is it kind of fantasy?
Yeah, it's what am I going to say? It's a little heavy.
A little heavy at
Dramatic.
times. Is
Yeah.
it dramatic? Is there any killing or anything drama like that in it? Does somebody get
It really
killed?
doesn't rely too much on like effects or action. There is a little bit of effects, little bit of action, but it's mainly just
Mainly a
an
story.
intriguing story and a character.
Yeah, the captain. Are you in the movie?
No.
I never wanted to be an actor. Behind the scenes.
Got to do a cameo.
Yeah, but his ticket sales are going to what charity?
Hookers for Jesus. It's
I
a.
like that.
I do.
I should
love
remember
that.
they have Destiny House too. I could, but that
So
would have
you
fit with.
think these hookers need help?
This is they help people women that have been negatively impacted by the sex industry
Yes,
and
yes.
sex
And
trafficking.
now they can change their way of thinking or way of living or whatever the case may be.
Right.
And would it be because they're a little older and it's not the same as it was when they were younger?
I don't know the statistics on
You're not
that.
going there, are
I
you?
don't know what.
I'm
not
sure they're
going
probably
there either.
helping women that have been sex trafficked
Yes,
and,
exactly.
and
all
that kind of
and
thing.
Now
So
now they're older and now it's a little different life, but they can still reach Jesus.
right.
Maybe I don't know if they're necessarily older. There might be some. I have no idea.
Who knows? So we've got your movie, Mike. what's
Drone
yours?
Down will be Sunday at 5:30 p.m.
Okay.
and that is the Bigfoot movie.
Bigfoot.
And as I was saying, Michael wrote the script based on my story, and you were asking, how are the stories?
Yes. Yes.
I'm very happy because what he added to the characters, he added things that I did not have in there, and between
And
the
you're
two of
happy
us,
with it?
yes, very happy.
Because since you're a writer as well, normally you're not
Yeah.
happy with somebody else's
Exactly.
stuff.
It's such a hard thing to have two.
No.
And we did. We had some different ideas, but
Yeah.
it's like we got to do, the way I said. But what he added with like the character that Raph plays, this guy named Jared in the story, he made him this authoritative jerk, and where I just had a ranger guy in there, and I hadn't fleshed him out, and Michael really fleshed him out. So he had a sheriff with the Texas twang and the authoritative ranger
guy. How long
guy.
is your movie?
It's going to be about 95 minutes.
95. So they're all long movies. They're short, straight Manhattan movie. That's amazing.
My movie is called Rogue Angel, and it's a women empowerment film. It has a little horror and a little thriller in it.
Okay. Did anybody get killed in it?
People get killed in it. It's a woman on a mission to protect her sister from domestic violence.
Oh, really?
And and Jackie Gahardy plays the lead, and she's a fantastic actress and stunt woman, and she kicks butt. And so she's the unlikely hero. And my charity is Project 150, and it helps homeless teens stay in high school because their whole focus is to make sure that kids can be couch surfing and whatever, but they think if they can keep them in school, that they have a better chance at life.
Oh, absolutely.
So
education is the freedom of life anyway.
Right. So I really want to sell. Right, and I really want to sell those 20 tickets. I'd really like to have it sold out for that. And
well, you got another week, a whole week to go. Yeah.
We got another week to go, but yes. So yes, very good.
How can they get tickets for yours?
They go to brownpapertickets.com.
Brownpapertickets.com.
But if you look up Lucky Sevens film
look up
challenge,
Lucky Seven.
yeah, there will be links to the brown
what's
paper.
your charity?
My charity is Heaven Can Wait Animal Shelter.
No.
Oh, you're the animal shelter.
Yeah, so it's like how can we save less kills?
It's amazing how many people just leave animals and just leave them to rot.
I know.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
how can you do that to an animal?
And what happens is people are in like living situations, and then they lose their place, or
But at least try to put the animal, the cat or whatever you have, in a place where it will be taken care of.
I mean, I actually personally went through something like this with my mom's dogs. I had to put her into assisted living in December, and she was able to take one dog, but the dogs were sisters, German Shepherds, and I'm in Arizona, and my son has allergies. We've already got a shepherd, and two he can't take. So my wife's like, "Do not bring it home," and I'm like, "Okay, but I have to leave."
What do you want me to do?
Yeah. So I did reach out to a family member in another city, and then he has since found a home, another home for it.
But you made the effort to do that for an
Oh,
animal.
yeah. No,
animals can't do that. They just walk around trying to get food.
But that was the discussion, though. It's like, well, if no one takes Gretchen's the dog's name. No one takes Gretchen. You got to bring her to a shelter, and I'm just like, I didn't want to.
We know what happens in shelters as well.
Yeah.
And so it's all. So you've all got great charities going. You've all done this incredible. Now you obviously did you have to raise money for this movie, or how did this movie? Does suddenly happen?
The Jeremy Settles and Ben Stober raised the money through Indiegogo for all 7 films.
Okay.
I think they've kind of, they're going to spend the money in other places, probably get some of the charities. I'm not really sure what their plans are, but they did. But it was. People donated, so we have executive producers, and it was a community project.
Yeah, that is it. And doesn't it make you all feel worthwhile doing something like this? And it makes you feel good. Linda, you happened to mention, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I wouldn't have made this film if it wasn't for the Lucky Sevens.
This
would have been a film I wouldn't have done.
If he didn't recommend me.
So he recommended.
Yeah, he did.
So it's like a round robin thing. It's like everybody helps everybody.
Thank you, Mike.
Remember, you were talking about you were making another movie. You have another movie going. Can we talk about that?
Well, I'm actually it's a micro series called Mom Squad that we're still working on. I actually had raised the money to make it, and then I got the Lucky Sevens Film Challenge, and the film challenge was like on a time level. So I still have 3 more episodes to make, but we've made 7, and a trailer for Mom Squad will be on front of every film during the challenge.
Fabulous.
So that'll be good. Yeah.
Good. Anything else?
I was making Evil Dwells Within with Robert Krause, who is the producer-writer of that. And when Lucky Sevens came up, someone's handing you money and it's like, here, you can make this film and it's going to be really quick. Well, nothing goes really quick.
No.
We're still here, but I had to put that movie on hold.
Yes.
And so I apologize to all the other actors and
But
crew.
that's okay. You're still going. You're going to.
Oh, yeah. I got to return right back to it, but I basically
Absolutely.
took a break to make another movie.
Absolutely. Fabulous. So that's wonderful. How can anybody reach you, Mike?
You can find me on Facebook. My website is midnightsunentertainment.com. So there's contact info there.
Wonderful, Brenda.
You can find me on Facebook, and I am also on Instagram at Mama Bird Nest. And
What's this Mama Bird Nest?
that's another whole story.
It sounds like it.
But yes, because I'm Mama Bird Productions.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's pretty much where you can find me right now.
And that's where they can send donations and also buy tickets.
So they're going to send the donations to Project 150. If they want to buy tickets, they got to go to brownpapertickets.com.
And additionally, when they come to the theater, if they Ben, do you know if they're still doing the canned food and stuff at the theater?
Yes.
So they can bring further donations to the theater. Obviously, our ticket sales all go to our charities.
Yes.
But if people come to the theater and they want to further donate, you can.
Okay, wonderful. And what about you, Dale?
Facebook, devonfilms.com. Yeah, that's
About it.
I've got more
And
of
do
it.
you write for other people? If somebody has an idea, do you write?
No, I have not yet.
You have not
And
yet done that.
Like Mike was saying on his, I wouldn't have made this movie. I wouldn't have had come up with this story if it wasn't for this Lucky Sevens.
Lucky Seven.
So yeah, I'm real excited about it. And people, even though we're sold out, we're hoping we're in the works to very soon maybe have some more tickets available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all very exciting. It's sort of gone quite wild, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's a great opportunity, especially for producers, because you're all producers,
Right.
you're all directors. It seems like they're all. Well, you write. Too.
I write.
So they all do everything, all above. They do the whole thing. So, which you have to know, because if you're in the business, you've got to know how to direct all this, because you've got to direct all the actors, and you in your head you've got what's going on and what's happening, and every day and the whole bit. So, what advice, Mike, would you give the younger generation to going into the film business?
Oh man.
Be careful.
Study the greats, Hitchcock, Cameron.
Good idea.
Yeah, definitely look at the styles of different filmmakers. And I say the best way to break into the business is to help on other projects.
Yes.
Even if you aren't getting paid, you might not have gotten onto a project, but you might show up with some Red Bull at a late night shoot and like the crew's like, hey, and then, come over here. But I'm saying you can volunteer yourself getting onto other projects and see how
getting
they
onto a set, onto a set and being seen and being noticed, and also saying yes to kind of, that maybe the director says, well, can you go and get that light for me, or can you be part of the background here? Do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a guy, Dalton, who worked with you, and I don't know about you, Dale, but Dalton came out from Georgia, and he did just that. He's like, can I help you? And it's like, all of a sudden, everybody was asking for Dalton.
He was great.
See? He was willing and able.
Yeah.
What would you advise?
I would say, because everybody has access to an iPhone, is, especially if you're young, is just make your films off your iPhone, and then maybe study some camera angles, and then kind of get creative and just do your own thing. I think studying other people is great, but but then be you, because everything's always changing, and those greats will be the past greats, and the new greats are going to come up with something that are going to blow our minds.
Absolutely.
So I think that just be you and use your phone.
Use your phone. Use anything you have out there. Use it. Now, what would you say to the younger generation? How to start writing a movie? Because that's what you really.
How to start writing.
Yeah.
Read scripts.
Other people's scripts.
Yeah, read scripts. Write a lot. Read a lot. And
Invent.
yeah, and for the filmmaking and writing, I would say expect to put in a lot of time. It takes a long time to finally. Don't expect to
And don't get disappointed.
get it overnight.
Yeah, you can't get it
Takes
overnight.
years.
And don't be disappointed out there, because there's lots of no's, but it's that one yes. Take you over the hill. Be fabulous. Absolutely. So this has been amazing. And this is on at the Galaxy Theatre, that you can buy tickets on the 26th and the 27th. The first movie starts at 5:30. I think I'm getting all my facts right. I don't know. Am I getting my facts right?
Yeah.
Am I okay, Brenda?
Saturday at 5:30.
30 and
the
then mine's at
26th.
8. His is 5:30 on Saturday.
5:30.
Mine's at 8.
Yours at 8, and then
And
Sunday.
then mine's Sunday at 5:30.
Sunday at 5.
Followed by awards, which people could come to. So.
Yeah.
Followed by the awards.
Thank you all for coming in.
Thank
and,
you.
and thank you for everybody. My producer is like saying, Ninon, how about Mariposa? Mariposa restaurant, which is absolutely amazing. It's Mexican, a Mexican cuisine. It's a little bit of it's really beautiful in here. There's a lot of lights, there's a lot of flowers, a lot of stuff, incredible bar, and then there's me. So don't forget to come in. It's absolutely amazing. They also have happy hour, which I think starts at 4 o'clock or 4:30 and goes all the way to 7, I believe. I could be wrong, but they have happy hour. They also have a stage here, so if anybody wants to come here and perform, I guess call the owner or the manager or somebody, and maybe you can perform here. And I will be right back with my next guest. But don't forget YouTube, Vegas Live with Ninon. Don't forget Ninon. She's here. Put her out there, because if you don't put me out there, I might just stay here. Which is not too bad,
Wait.
is it?
Bye.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Thank you
you,
guys.
Ninon.
Amazing. We'll be right back with the next guest. Take care.